Nerdrotic.com.
CinemaCon happened this weekend. Disney decided to go out by flexing a little bit. Rob Liefeld was pointing this out. I did not intend to ratio him. But Rob Liefeld's a front runner. That's what he absolutely, that all he sees is success and not like what's behind it. He's like, this made a lot of money. This is awesome. And I hope he doesn't get invited to another party by Kevin Feige and goes on a year-long screech about it. But yeah, this is just the Marvel part. You can keep this up. But they said they made $6.6 billion in 2025. Marvel, over the course of its time, has made $33 billion, which is great. What have you done for me lately? The question is, how much profit has Disney made from last year? Like, what was the money that they brought in? Because laying off thousands of people tells me you aren't doing that well, because you wouldn't need to do that if you were really successful. And as Jeremy and Ryan and Parkhoppin has pointed out, what's carried Disney over these years is their experiences, their cruise ships, their parks. That's been where the profit comes from. Their actual studio doesn't make a ton of money. As a matter of fact, Disney is $46 billion in debt. God damn. Which is more than Paramount was, more than Warner Brothers was, and they carry that. Now, I know that's part of business, and I'm a simple man, but I think, carrying $46 billion of debt isn't really great.
Sounds bad to me. I wouldn't want to have $56 billion in debt myself, personally.
I wouldn't want $4,600 in debt.
42 billion, but not that.
No. And it's maybe it's just because I'm a simple man and I don't understand corporate economics, and they're always kind of running with some loan it's a shell game. It's a fucking shell game. But yeah, 17 years, 37 films, $33 billion. And we'll never see the likes of this again. This is an impressive feat.
It's insane. It's insane. I want you to look at the movies. They have them all lined up, top, bottom, right? Bangers. The majority on the top. All of them, all the way up, and then the bottom row is just brutal. Right? It's just like, ouch.
Didn't they announce that they're basically ignoring everything after Endgame?
Yeah,
yes,
basically.
But the problem is you've got a fuck ton of characters that are in this movie that are from the era in between there. About 40 characters in this fucking movie are from the direct era in between there. So they are all about the messaging. Hey, guys, you don't need to think about anything else other than it's a sequel to Endgame, guys. It's the Russo brothers. It's another story in that saga. That's like their messaging. However, the movie's full of all of these characters that we got introduced to in between that era.
So how many in phase 4 and 5, and I'm going to try to divorce myself from my opinion on stuff. How many genuinely successful things have they had, combining the D+ series and the movies?
Wolverine,
Spider-Man, Wolverine, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Guardians 3 did break even. It had a big budget, but it did break even.
Eternals did save lives, so you have to bring that into it. Let's not forget that.
I was gay until I watched that movie, and then I was straight.
Yeah, so gotta put that in there.
Wakanda
Doctor Strange mom?
No, it didn't make any money because it cost so much. It made $950 million at the box office, and they told us it was a $200 million budget. And then we find out from the UK, tax stuff they have to file. They spent $450 million on it.
Holy shit!
And with the tax breaks, the final production budget was about $400 million. No
Ryan,
more.
So
that's on par with Avengers Doomsday.
Brian, I appreciate your information, but Discussing Film tweeted out that it had $200 million budget and it made $950. So I'm pretty sure it made a lot of money. Okay, I was telling you. Okay,
shut it down.
And that's why this $400 million budget for Doomsday I talked about the other day, it's bullshit. Like the idea that it only has a $400 million budget is bullshit. Infinity War and Endgame cost over $1 billion to make those two movies. It was over $500 million a piece. And that is confirmed by the Russo brothers and the tax documents from the UK. So the idea that people are pushing around this $400 million idea for Doomsday as if it's the most expensive Marvel movie in history, it is not. I think that Doomsday legitimately probably has between a $600 and $700 million production budget. If you just say it costs the same amount as Infinity War and Endgame, which There's no way. Bigger cast, all this stuff, inflation, the way they make movies now, it's probably more expensive. Add on top of that, fucking $80 million for the Russos for 2 movies. And how much is Robert Downey Jr. getting paid? $120 million for those 2 movies, more than that, maybe. That's about $100 million you just slap on top of that production budget before you even start drawing up a storyboard, just for 3 people involved with it. You can't convince me that if Infinity War and Endgame cost over $500 million each, which we know they did, that Doomsday isn't going to cost over $600 million.
No way. Garrett, see if you can find images from the trailer. I know there's a couple, like Steve Rogers has long hair. So they dropped the trailer yesterday. But as far as D+ series, I'd say the only one that I can think of that was a success, at least it sounded like it was a success, is the first season of Loki.
That is the one that seems like it had the most viewership and maintained the most.
Didn't WandaVision do very well? Yeah.
Did okay. It didn't do as good as we thought it did.
Yeah, it didn't do well towards the end. WandaVision benefited because it was the first one, right? It kind of benefited from the same thing Mandalorian season 1 did. It's like brand new streaming service, everybody at home, a lot of people tuned in. Yeah.
But yeah, so they world premiered the trailer yesterday and didn't drop it. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're sitting on it. Maybe they don't want to steal Mandalorian and Grogu's thunder.
This would be a look, they released the teasers pretty early in terms of when you would normally release teasers when they did. So for now, 8 months out from release would be really early to drop like a big trailer. So my guess is they're waiting for like a more normal time frame. The standard is typically for the things that are shown there to not be shown for a while. Mando and Grogu is different because Mando and Grogu is in its marketing push.
Yep.
And even so, they did show 17 minutes of footage that obviously is not released to the public for the Mando and Grogu panel or whatever.
But and this is just a teaser. I don't know if the description of it was, it starts out at the X mansion. I'm going off of memory, so if I get something wrong, sue me. It starts out at the X mansion and there's like a voiceover like this is something really bad's gonna happen. And we see Thor break Stormbreaker, or Doctor Doom breaks Stormbreaker. Shang-Chi is up against Gambit because that's the battle. We've all, oh God, I hope so. I really hope so. I hope he flings the ace of spades right up his butt crack and just blows him up.
I've got a full description if you want me to read it.
Yeah.
All right. So full trailer description. Xavier's school sign is shown lying on the ground as a voiceover warns something's coming. Something we may not be able to determine.
The world is changing.
Yeah. And the voiceover is Doom, I believe. Professor X then looks out his window, sees flames falling from the sky, clearly shaken by what he's witnessing. Dr. Doom appears to be the one narrating, complete with a slight accent, and he's later shown rising in another setting with his hood and mask on. The footage also reveals the new Avengers Tower, and new isn't capitalized in this description, but I believe they probably mean the new Avengers.
New Avengers, yeah.
Right? Like we saw. Now featuring an updated A logo and redesigned with 3 spires. Inside the building, the Fantastic Four come face to face with Bucky, Ant-Man, Captain America, meaning the black one, and others.
Holy shit. That sounds amazing.
Thor's voice carries much of the trailer as he talks about the losses his people have suffered and how this threat is more frightening than anything he's faced before. He says, "I fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than any of us combined, and they died."
Good impression.
They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one. Everything that we sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters, but mark my words, we're going to need a miracle. Cyclops appears in a new shot, while Gambit and Shang-Chi are shown fighting in a sequence that looks both explosive and fluid.
Explosive.
I like both of those things for my diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Another moment shows the Fantastic Four meeting Wakandans in a desert landscape where the water's been forced back, forming massive walls around them. So I think that from what I remember a descriptor, I think they're like actually under the sea, but he's parted the water so it looks like a desert because it's like fucking sand and shit on the bottom. I don't know. Yelena is then seen walking past a worried Reed Richards. This feels like if AI made a trailer. Like what? Yelena is seen walking past a worried Reed Richards before what looks like a fight between two Yelenas breaks out.
Oh, thank God!
Oh my God!
One later revealed to be Mystique.
That's selling me right there. The Yelenas. That's making me want to turn up to the cinemas.
I figured it out last night.
Make Yelena a thing.
I know. Her Russian accent is horrible, but I figured it out last night that they literally made Namor the pool boy with Sue Richards. You know, because her husband's gay now. So
I got your leaves.
Yeah.
Yelena's then I said that one. As Thor's speech continues, he hurls Stormbreaker at Dr. Doom, but Doom casually stops it with one hand. I don't know if he destroys it or not. That's just what.
We saw that in Thor.
Yeah,
I know.
I've seen that image before.
Then comes the big reveal. A voice off screen aboard the Fantastic Four ship says, "Hey, pal." It turns out to be Steve Rogers, now sporting longer hair and a beard, leaving Thor stunned. Steve then raises his hand, pulls the hammer from Thor, and catches
it. Gay porn.
Oh, God.
It's like gay porn.
Hang on. He pulled Thor's hammer?
I wouldn't know.
Did Captain America grab Thor's hammer again? Or what?
Yes, that's what happened.
Okay.
Firmly grasp it.
Like Black
grabs Mjolnir. Is that the end? Is that it?
That's all I got for the descriptor there. Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
and
wow.
also, like, he said the line, "Hey, pal." That's what Chris Evans does tell Robert Downey Jr. when they met on stage at CinemaCon as well. Like, that's the line he delivered to him. So
I think I was looking at the Hollywood Handle or one of those last night, and it said Captain America returns, and then he had to like follow it up with I'm sorry, I meant Steve Rogers returns.
And again, these are all just there's going to be a couple variances in like maybe some of the descriptions you see, because it's all just people that watched it, weren't allowed to record, and are kind of going off memory and shit.
Again, a Doomsday is going to be Dr. Doom pretty much killing everybody. And the hero's fighting, and then he kills everybody. They start out the movie killing Tobey Maguire and wiping out the Raimi planet, which is a bold move. Of course, they're going to bring him back, and they do revive everybody at the end for Battle World. I don't know exactly if it's. I think it's at the end of Doomsday. Secret Wars is going to have way more people in it. It's going to have way more cameos. And
that's how I feel.
Dude, is it everybody? Like everybody's back? Because some of these interviews.
No, some heroes die like permanently, like are gone forever.
Yeah. Like Alan Cumming talking about Nightcrawler. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Doomsday and I'm never gonna do this again."
Yeah, it was
a good ending for me.
Ant-Man dies. So Ant-Man dies, and I don't think he's coming back in Secret Wars.
He's good, but what about his daughter?
Oh yeah,
she's coming back. She is. They made a big deal about that.
I can't stand her.
This week I rewatched Avengers, the original, the OG, with my son.
Great movie.
For the first time we're going through from the beginning, and it's so good in the beginning. The first phase is so freaking choice, and that movie is the tightest movie ever. Like every piece is perfectly crafted. There's setup, payoff the entire time, and there's just a handful of characters. And then it was an amazing thing to see that they got all those characters, and it flowed so well. There's like 50 goddamn characters in this movie. It's going to get worse in the next movie.
I don't know how they're going to
7 minutes of screen time.
That's no way.
It's going to be a lot more. It's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine, except without, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds doing all the heavy lifting. And you're going to have to accept Robert Downey Jr. delivering an accent. So he's not going to be the charming, funny Tony Stark. He's going to be the villain that we're supposed to feel is as evil and as powerful as Thanos when they haven't introduced him at all. He's going to be in costume on screen 60% of the time. The rest of the time, there's a stuntman, and he's reading lines off camera. I told the story before. There was a scene where they had to wait. The stuntman and Robert Downey Jr. had to sit and wait while the writers punched up the lines and finished the script for the scene they were gonna.
Wow.
Make a movie.
No,
that gets costly.
But also with Deadpool and Wolverine, they were bringing back characters you were nostalgic about. This is bringing back Simu Liu. So this would have actually been better just bringing back all the originals.
Horribly. Will that change your attitude towards the film?
Because it would or something.
Like if they start Asian,
I don't think they're going to do
if Homelander comes in and rips them in half.
Yeah.
Because that's what
Simu gets killed in this film. I will buy his hot toy. I promise you.
This should be their way of signaling to everyone we are utterly changing direction, and so they should do things like that. They should be going, no, actually, he is Captain America. That was just, we'll forget all about that. Because the reason why they're willing to spend so much is to signal we're changing direction. When we're doing a reboot, it's not going to be like last time. But if you just use this movie to remind everyone of the past and not change anything, you're going to spend a lot of money, waste it, and not actually give you sort of a lead up into the future.
But if they're going to continue this, and if it's not a reboot for any reason, how could you bring back anybody again after this? Like, how could Chris Evans come back?
That's a problem for the Disney of tomorrow. And
no one's ever really gone.
Seriously, how are the stakes going to be important at all? How is Steve Rogers going to be able to fight a street criminal and it'd be on the same level here? The stakes are so out of bounds.
I think the bigger problem is the other characters. Never mind the big ones, you Steve Rogers and your fucking Robert Downey Jr.'s. The big problem is going to be, what if Simu Liu survives and you got Shang-Chi going into the next phase? Then you've got Ant-Man's daughter going into the next fucking phase. Then you've got all these shitty ass characters, Proton and all this going into the next phase that nobody cares about. This whole thing needs wiping. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody needs
and they're
wiping.
Not going to do that. I can't give details, but they are 100% not going to do that. They are going to reset the universe, and they're going to keep some people, and they're going to leave some behind. And some of the people, like the Young Avengers, is something they seem really keen on doing.
Oh, nobody else is.
The fact that Cassie is like now confirmed to be in this is like just more indication of that, you know.
Yeah. So much of this film feels lazy and cheap, and I know they're throwing all the money into it, right? But they haven't earned anything. It's got so many characters will be coming in that we don't give a crap about. But at the same time, something that just annoys me, right? They're trying to say what Dr. Doom is going to be this cosmic level threat, greatest threat that ever, and Thor is, so scared of him and stuff like that.
Greatest threat since the last one.
Yeah.
They had so many movies building up Thanos, but not only that, justifying his power. He needed to go through so much crap and trouble to get the Infinity Stones and get this cosmic level danger and power that he wanted, that you really felt it. There was good build up and then justification for it. And now they're just going to say, oh, and by the way, Dr. Doom is that powerful as well because reasons.
Yeah. That's the biggest problem. And I think even if we take in good faith and assumed the best possible intentions for what they want to do and all of these things, with that being said, even if everybody working behind the scenes was super competent, it is such a monumental task to take all of these characters, bringing some back that we haven't seen in a long time, the ones that you have now, weave a story that makes sense around it with absolutely no prep time, and do it all with no buildup for your main villain. It's a monumental task. So even if everything went the right way, and even if everyone had the best intentions behind everything, I still think it would be a monumental task to make a mid-movie out of that. Mm-hmm. And now we're expecting them to make a great movie. Well, and that's almost impossible.
So, like, what's the best case scenario? And I mean, like, hypothetically for them, like, let's say the movie makes $2 billion and it gets a reaction like Infinity War. Okay, let's just hypothetically say that. What does the future look like for Marvel?
Their attitude towards this, what I've heard, is it's not really a matter of making money on this one. They just need to get people energized about Marvel again, get butts back in the seats, and hopefully they can do something beyond that. They're definitely going to bring in the X-Men, and pay attention to that casting. Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X.
Hang on,
he's everywhere.
And Magneto.
That better not be true.
Is that happening?
No, he's too old. That would be my. The rumor was out there.
Too old to play
that's been a rumor for a while.
Oh no,
I'd believe it.
Yeah. I would too. They brought in Pedro Pascal to play Reed Richards. He's old. If they
gay,
yeah,
super fucking gay,
old and gay. It's
which makes you understand Sue Richards. You get why she went with the pool boy. Namor.
He's a young man's game.
Namor. No, I think that's a good point that Jeremy brings up. It's just about getting people back, and there is no real plan beyond this because they scuttled the multiverse thing, and they're not going to go back to it. So they're going to do what they did in the Secret Wars Hickman comic, which is just kind of like Convergence, but they didn't use that term, and mix everything in and keep some stuff. And they're not sure what they're going to keep. They're kind of throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And some of the stuff I heard is insane. Is absolutely insane.
There is a good strategy for that, though, but that would be what Secret Wars was meant to be for. So in the first one, you bring all your characters back, you get all the hype in. Then in the next one, you have a bit of a mix, and so you gently lead people into the new characters in the reboot, and then you can see which characters are popular, which ones aren't, and they get their own movies later. But all of this should have been planned. You should have had someone with a strategy, not just throw loads of money at it and hope it works, because we don't know.
Their strategy is that they need Robert Downey Jr. to be the megastar that he has been. And I don't know how much longer that's going to last. He is a big star in this universe for sure. Robert Downey Jr. is a big star outside of that too, but he is not a box office draw outside of Iron Man. He just isn't.
And he's not playing Iron Man in this movie.
I know. But what I said within this universe, he is a rock star, and he is a draw, and there's enough interest there for this movie with him. They're going to put everything on his back. But what happens moving forward?
But it was 7 years ago when he was the draw. Endgame was a long time ago. And it's been nothing but erosion since then. We're going on almost a decade now.
Sure, but it's still the thing people want them to get back to.
But he's playing a different character, and it really is so difficult. Once you kill somebody, once you brought them back, there is so much lacquer that's come off of that.
Agreed. And let's be real. Stakes. Like, dude, say what you want about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tony Stark's arc is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
It is phenomenal. Even the problems with Endgame and all of that that people have, like Tony Stark's ending is fantastic. And now you're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, and I'm actually excited for this movie because of the discussions it's going to create, because I have no idea what the fuck is going to happen in this movie.
The hype is going to be unbelievable for this. And there's probably some people showing up that we don't know that they've actually kept secret. And we'll find out.
No, Jonathan Majors is going to show up.
Hey, there you go.
For She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors is going to return. Okay. Robert Downey Jr. will be Dr. Doom. Okay. And then suddenly Jonathan Majors brings in the true villain of the story, Ben fucking Shapiro.
There you go.
Okay.
With like eyebrows.
Actually, his eyebrows.
And then Tony Stark, and then Robert Downey Jr. has to turn back into Tony Stark, and he fights Ben Shapiro's eyebrows.
They're gonna have to the King thing.
Jewish Avengers.
You guys were complaining about the budgets being too big for these movies, so I don't know why you're.
The enemy was Israel.
Bro, it's like Thor and Captain America. These guys are like, you can't do this. You can't just destroy these worlds. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Guys, I was looking over the budget. 20,000 for catering. What is?
Now let's talk about Candace Owens and how crazy she is.
Yeah, and then Evans is like, I was there at the USS Liberty. He's like, don't talk about that. He yeets him out of existence.
No, they have to
Marvel,
explain.
we're helping you right now. All right, everybody go see this shit. All right, everybody.
Take notes.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.